This one shall be titled We As One, and it'll be probably the best one I've ever done yet. We as one is not one, nor is we. We as one is together as we. But as we are one. It's a correlation. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. It means that we are united as one. We are one together as a whole. That there's no more segregation, there's nothing at all, but we are together. Everything from the Constitution, from the 12-step program, everything. There's no more nothing. It's not even an anarchy thing. It's everything joined as one. See, my whole life I was dreamt of a thing of total unition. At one point, I did create something like that, and I failed miserably. And all I wanted to be as we as one. But that begun some time ago. It's like we fear it so much. It's like we're so isolated in our own little cocoon. And we don't know how to break free. Even now as I speak into this little microphone, it has too much fear in me. Just to say this. Sometimes I just want to hit that stop button. That stop button gets me so worked up. I just want to say F it and stop. But I won't. Just to get that point across. To move that extra inch on the line of the second counter. See, whatever's coming out of me is through my whole higher power. If I pause, I pause. I could always edit that later, and whatever I say I could edit out later. I'm just getting it out. Now. See, we all could help each other. Some people have dreams of winning the lottery, they can make themselves richer, and there's no point in that. There's no point of having $1 million and just help themselves. There's no point of having $3 million. If everybody was just having $1 a piece, we'd all be rich. Right? Wrong. The whole point of being happy and rich, it speaks in the Bible. The whole point of being rich is having food, clothes, and all that good stuff. See, the whole point of being happy together is just by that. There's no money, there's no gambling, there's no drugs, there's no nothing. In fact, that is one of the 7 deadly sins. Gluttony, lust, and I forget the rest. Fuck it. But the point I'm trying to get to is the fact we do not stick together much. And this is where I draw a blank. And I'm not hitting the stop button. See, I know a little bit about the Bible. The Bible speaks of the promised land. The promised land, in my theory, is when we go to heaven. But in order for us to go to heaven, we must live a normal way of happy lives. Now, how do we do that? Yes, we could go about our daily lives, having our cup of coffee, cigarette, and all that good stuff. But, notice I said we could go about our normal happy lives. How could we not have that cup of coffee? Now, a man in the back, right, has a cup of coffee. Who makes that pot of coffee? Somebody else, and somebody else supplies that cup of coffee, and somebody else besides that makes that cup of beans, or whatever the hell you call it, and they bring it to him. And that's what the whole creation process works. The whole creation process is the bringing togetherness. See, before Adam and Eve ate that freaking apple or whatever, there was no clothes, there was no starvation, there was no war, there was no nothing. All there was peace, harmony, and love. They knew nothing of it. They didn't even know they were naked. They never knew they were unjustified, terrified, whatever, until Satan came in the form of a snake. And then they saw him and said, "Hey, why don't you eat from that tree? That's pretty good." And he said, "Why don't you put some clothes on?" Right? He put the clothes on, and God says, "Wherefore though you get those clothes?" But the man over there says, "You know, the man over there says, we are naked." And that's where all the sinning process begins. See, not knowingly, our own body defines we. We do not take enough consideration for the fact we have clothing, we have a wallet that stores money that was made by somebody else, and shoes that we are able to walk and get to from, build things foot. If we were you and I knew as one, the world would be in a better place.